Hi everybody, and welcome back to our third video on course navigation. When you click on the course in Canvas, you will open up the home page here. And here, the key thing is to navigate the course through the modules. Okay? Now, I have provided some very nice buttons here to conveniently take you through those modules. So you can also get to the modules by using this link here, right? So let's start at the top. I'll go to course information, but first we'll go to the modules this way. Now if I go to the modules this way, you'll see course information here. So if I go back to the home page like that, I can click on this button and it takes me nicely to course information. Okay, so here are the navigation videos that we are making right now, and this is where you'll find them. Here is the course syllabus, which I just went through with you guys. Some other information. If you want to know a little bit about me, here's my introduction and biography. I'll just bring it up real quickly. A picture of me. And I think you're going to find that I've had an extensive industry experience, and everything that I'm teaching you, I have done. So I've also been a former U.S. naval officer. I've been married for 45 years, long time, huh? And I have a wife with 2 grown daughters and a dog named Millie. I enjoy flying, scuba diving, bicycling, hiking, football, golf, and music. Okay, so let's go back home and down to course information. All right. This shows you how to register for McGraw-Hill Connect. It tells you how to, this McGraw-Hill provides a nice little PowerPoint as to how to access it. And it also provides the hours of operation that their technical support is open on the last page. Here, how to upgrade from a 2-week free trial if that's what you choose to do. And then my standard reminder about access and connect. You want to connect if you can access connect through this link here, and that will take you right into McGraw-Hill Connect. Let's do it. And then you would go to the Connect section. Now you can do all your homework from right here. For example, here's chapter 1, and here are the smart book assignments, exercises, problems, concept overviews. You can click on that and do your homework like that. That's probably more than you need to do. The easiest way is just to proceed down the modules, which I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so back to course information. And okay, so if you want a little bit of information on how to do the assignments, the end of chapter assignments, the general ledger assignments, concept overviews, smart books assignments, and the financial statements. These are all McGraw-Hill orientation videos for your viewing pleasure. Now these are appendix PowerPoints, which you might need as we go through the course, but generally speaking, that's extra for no extra cost. Okay, college resources. We have a lot of college resources. The Student Support Hub I'll bring up real quickly. Here is a number of items here. So if I go into the Student Support Hub here, you can see all the information that's available. And very nice to know how to do that. Okay, so get rid of that. And get rid of this. And we'll go back to course information, resources. Okay. So, if you want some information on Canvas, there's some information here that Canvas puts out, and you can learn a little bit about that. So here's the first module. And as you can see, I have instructional videos here. Here, let's look at this one real quickly. You can see I go through the Chapter 1 videos, and there are 4 of them in this case that takes you through Chapter 1's high points. It's a good idea. These are about 15 minutes each, so this is about an hour's worth of videos here. And I hope that that gives you a good overview of the chapter as part of what you're learning from Chapter 1. So if I go back to Module 1 here, and then here's Chapter 2 videos as well. And then here we introduce debits and credits. And here are some videos associated with that. Now down here under supplemental files, you'll find this little beauty hidden down here. And this tells you how to do debits and credits. So if I look at this for the moment, here's my debits and credits flashcards. And it shows you what you need to do. But let's download this. Okay, so as I look at this, here is how you do a debit and credit. Here's our balance sheet. And think of the assets as being on the left and stockholders' equity and liabilities as being on the right. So if I want to increase an asset that's on the left-hand side, I go over here and I say, okay, debits increase the left. So I would debit that asset and maybe credit cash to pay for it, which is also a balance sheet item. So if I were to buy, let's say, build a piece of land, I would debit land and credit cash to pay for it. You'll learn much more about that as you go through the course. But this shows you how to do that. It shows you a basic balance sheet here, an income statement, what's on the right, what's on the left, and then a summary of what the debits do. Okay, left-hand side are assets, left-hand side are costs and expenses on the income statement. On the right, we have liabilities on the balance sheet, stockholders' equity on the balance sheet, and sales revenue on the income statement. So I know that's a little overwhelming as a first blush, but I think you'll get used to that very quickly. But I didn't want you to miss that particular file. Okay, so let me get rid of that and this. All right, so then we can go back here. Module 1. All right, and so I think you're getting the idea here. Concept videos are not worth any points, but they're very useful in addition to my instructional videos. And then the extra credit Smart Book assignments and when they're due, January 23rd. So all you got to do is click on these little beauties. It'll take you right to the assignment. You don't have any other worries, shall we say, into getting to assignments. And here's the exercises and problems. Here's the I will publish these solutions, as I mentioned in the syllabus, when the due date passes. And then here's our first quiz on debits and credits. It's due January 23rd or June 23rd. And then I will publish the solution to that. The PowerPoints, these are the ones that I lecture in the instructional videos. I publish them there for your viewing pleasure as well. So you can see if you work right down these modules, away you go. And here's the reflections. Here's our first reflections due on June 28th. and it tells you a little bit about yourself. Easy points to get, and a little bit of fun. And then our exercises and problems again, and then the solutions, those kinds of things. I sometimes will publish some supplemental files, which I like to think help you understand the subject matter. Here, these are for adjusting entries on chapter 3. All right. So one thing I will cover here, these are the quick studies. And if these don't have any points assigned to them, they just help you on the final exam. And what they are, let me bring one up so I can show you. I will. Here is chapter 1, and it shows you the answers to all the quick studies in the back of the chapter in the book. So if you look in the back of the chapter 1, you'll find the quick studies. And then here are the answers. This is right off the answers sheet from McGraw-Hill. And you can go through these and prepare for your exam with relatively easily, I think. So hopefully that will be something that's helpful to you. Okay. So we'll go down to module 3 here. And then here's the exam with 103 points. The first one has 3 extra credit points. And along we go. Again, concept overview does not have any points assigned, but they're very useful videos from McGraw-Hill. Okay. I think that is, as we work down the entire modules here, we'll be done. Okay, so one other thing I want to cover, here's the Zoom link. If you want to join me for extra credit tutoring on Saturdays, this is how you do it. Just click here and away you go. Announcements, very important here. Here's how to attend my Saturday tutoring sessions I just showed you. And here's a little welcome aboard package here that showed you a little fun guy playing with a calculator. And you go through all of these and away you go. Then lastly, you will have a grade book, which will be very much for you, and it will fill in as you do it. I can show you this now. This is my grade book, but you will have one too, and you will collect all your points in there. Okay, then we'll go back. And the People tab is probably not terribly helpful except for the project at the end of And that's an overview of the chapter. It's not, or of the course, I should say. I have not yet published the course, but by the time you see this, it will be published. All right. Sounds good. All right. I look forward to meeting all of you, sort of, hopefully in tutoring sessions. But until that time, bye for now.